he like got mad. He like literally like threw his camera. And like turned to the person next to me and was like, ugh, she never.
Hey, it's Shannon here with Halsey for the iHeartRadio Secret Session.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm super good. I'm really excited.
So one of the things that I love most about you is that obviously your music, but with it, you always have sort of a stance on things and you always have a message that you're trying to portray. Was that something that you was always a part of you, or was it when you got a voice that you're like, okay, I want to do something with this?
I think I've always been pretty like outspoken about things. I think I'm a part of the first generation that like had, you know, social media as like an outlet to speak alongside, you know, their career. So it's kind of like a no-brainer for me. I feel like a lot of young people my age and younger and a little bit older are used to kind of like talking about politics and using the internet as a place for activism and for finding like, you know, organizations to shine a light on and people's stories to share and like highlight injustice and stuff like that. So it was kind of just like, it was always part of it. You know, it was always kind of like second nature to be that way, I think.
Especially for an example, like Nightmare has a very strong message with it. When you went into that song particularly, did you have that message in mind and you wrote the song around it, or what did that come out when you were in the songwriting process?
Well, we started writing on the beat. It was like really angry, so I knew I wanted to yell and I just wasn't sure about what.
Yeah.
So I started writing. I actually wrote the verses first because they were kind of like a poem. I wrote the I've tasted blood and it is sweet. I've had the rug pulled beneath my feet. Those parts. And then it was like, I'm saying so much right now. Writing the chorus was kind of hard because it was like, how do I sum up all these different subjects I'm touching on in all these verses? And then it kind of just like, I don't know, I was thinking back to this experience I had on, like, I was doing a red carpet and this photographer was like, smile, Halsey, smile, smile, smile. And I was like, I'm not really a smiler, dude. I'm sorry. Which, like, I am, but not, I just didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
And he, like, got mad. He, like, literally, like, threw his camera. And, like, turned to the person next to me and was like, ugh, she never smiles. She's such a nightmare. And, like, that experience, like, really resonated with me. Because I remember walking off the carpet and then going back to my dressing room, being really upset. Like, you know, looking for a manager, looking for my friends, and being like, did you hear that guy? Like, that's just okay? That guy just, like, did that and just, like, talked to me like that and just, like, whatever. And I remember I was so affected by it. And I was like, you know, this experience is something that's been happening to me my whole life. It has nothing to do with being on a red carpet. It's like you get catcalled walking down the street when you're a kid, and like, you know, you get bothered by some jerk when you're at work and you're a teenager. Like, these experiences are really universal. And so that's when I kind of knew that I wanted to touch on that subject. It just happened to coincidentally happen while we were going through like a serious attack on women's rights in the United States. And so the timing of it was kind of like impeccable.
Yeah, totally. It was great timing for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people could like then use it as an anthem in those situations.
Totally.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the song Graveyard.
Ooh.
The lyric that really stuck up for me, and I think a lot of other people, is the warning signs can feel like they're butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, once I heard that, I was like, oh, I like that. And then when I was reading online, it seemed like that really resonated with a lot of fans. So how does it feel when you like create something like that and then you see the reaction from your fans?
I can't take credit for that line because my mom kind of wrote it in a weird way.
Really?
Like, okay, like I put it together. I made it poetic. It was my mom's concept. She was talking to me on the phone one night and she was like, Ashley, she's like, you cannot like go for the person who gives you butterflies. And I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I can. That means I'm in love. And she was like, no, it doesn't. She's like, if your heart like leaps out of your chest every time, you know, you make them happy or you feel validated by them, and they start craving that feeling, those butterflies start craving that feeling of like wanting them to like you, wanting them to like you, wanting them to like you. She was like, that's a manipulative relationship. That's a bad sign. That's a warning sign that something's wrong. That's your body's way of telling you get out, is when your heart starts beating in your chest. She's like, you should be with the person who makes you feel safe, who doesn't make you feel nervous and doesn't make you feel like you're hanging on their every word, like wondering if they're going to like you and give you those butterflies again. That's the person you're in love with. And I remember being like, I was on FaceTime with her. I was like really sad. I was like laying on my couch and I remember being like, that's like the wisest thing anyone has ever said to me ever. Like, who are you? And it stuck with me. But she told me that probably like a year before I wrote the song. And then, you know, we were in there making Graveyard and I didn't have a bridge. And I was just like, this is the one, you know. But yeah, that was my mom's wisdom, not mine.
Yeah, it's great though. It fits so well into like what you were trying to portray. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks
so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.